From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Features Edition for Thursday, July the 4th, 2019. We open with a very special trip embarked upon this week by Jews saved by the Kindertransport, part of the 80th anniversary year for the life-saving efforts that took place in 1938 and 1939, where almost 10,000 children were placed by their parents on trains out of Germany, Austria, Poland, and Czechoslovakia to Britain in order to save them from the Nazis. Well, some of those children, now adults in their 80s and 90s, traveled this week on the path of the heartbreaking and dramatic journey, together with their own children and families, with the Kindertransport Association, whose president, Melissa Hacker, said this trip, loosely tracing the path taken by the Kinder fleeing Nazi Germany on their way to freedom in England, is the last opportunity for the Kindertransport survivors to revisit sites of their lost childhoods and memorials to their murdered parents. The 2-week-long trip began Monday in Vienna. From there, trains took the group to Berlin and Amsterdam, and then a ferry will take them to Harwich, England, where they will board one more train to London, where local Kinder will welcome them at the Kindertransport Memorial at Liverpool Street Station. While Holocaust survivors and their spouses are getting some financial help under new agreements with the German government, spouses of survivors will continue to receive a monthly pension for 9 months after the survivor's death. This after negotiations by the Conference on Jewish Material Claims against Germany, who also announced a $50 million increase in funding for social welfare services for survivors, as well as an increase to the monthly pension. Also, for the first time, righteous Gentiles, non-Jews recognized by Yad Vashem for saving Jews during the Holocaust, will receive a monthly pension from the German government as well. Renowned Brazilian musician Milton Nascimento issued a firm rejection to the BDS movement, the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions campaign that seeks to delegitimize the State of Israel. Ahead of his scheduled concert in Tel Aviv this past Sunday night, former Pink Floyd frontman and known anti-Israel BDS activist Roger Waters had demanded that the legendary Brazilian cancel the show. But according to the Portuguese edition of Rolling Stone, Nascimento said every artist should go where the people are, shouldn't they? He wrote, "Even if I disagree with the ideas of a government, I will never abandon my public. After all, it is the people who matter." Adding, "Today I am here to celebrate peace and everything that unites us." A new documentary is coming to the big screen celebrating Israel's first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion. The film is helmed by director Richard Trank and Rabbi Marvin Heyer of the Simon Wiesenthal Center. They just got back from the Bahrain conference and told the Jerusalem Post that the film would be out next spring. Heyer said it was imperative to share Ben-Gurion's perseverance and ultimate founding of the State of Israel. He said, "A young generation is born, they don't know that history. We don't believe the solution to dealing with an increase in worldwide anti-Semitism is just to yell. We believe part of the solution is to educate." Well, we've reported in the past about the incredible work of the Israeli organization Save a Child's Heart, which provides life-saving heart surgery regardless of race, religion, gender, or nationality for children all over the world without access to care. The organization this week shared a story of their 5,000th patient, a little girl from Zanzibar, Fatma, who recently had surgery at Israel's Wolfson Medical Center, thanks to the organization. And we have special programming for you today on JBS with our Celebrating Independence Day. At 7 o'clock, Rabbi Mordechai Becker discusses how the Talmud calls upon Jews to pray for the secular government wherever the Jewish people live in the diaspora. At 7:30, learn about the oldest synagogue in the United States and the only synagogue from America's colonial period. At 8, American Jewish history professor Jonathan Sarna talks about the early development of Jewish communities in America. At 9, American Jewish history professor Dr. Jeffrey Guruk describes aspects of the Jewish experience in America. At 10, Professor Richard Rubin discusses what makes the American Jewish community so special for this country and the world. And coming up next at 6:30, it's the Jewish World. And that's the JBS News Features edition for Thursday, July the 4th. Wishing you a safe and meaningful Independence Day. I'm Teisha Bader.